Melbourne Boomers in purple with the yellow accent. Magdagor, the young star of the Opal setup, down low to Kayla George, and the two up front combined for the first points of the Boomers. Ball finding some energy here for the Boomers as they work it around the perimeter. George to Magin, through the keyway, shot up, and it's good. Still the starters out there for both teams. For the first 5.5 minutes, Magdagor drives to the basket, count them, and one.
And that's what we need to see from her. Is she going to turn up today or is she not? When we've heard Sandy Brondello talk about her, our Australian head coach for the women's Opals, in terms of we need Ezzy to be.
It's Penita Davidson, the New Zealand Tall Ferns squad member. Away to Allen, dumps it down low. Kayla George kisses it off the glass. Marissa Anderson and Tess Magin talk it over as Lindsay Allen drives all the way to the basket and lays it home. We've seen her in the league previously with the Capitals and then over to Gonzaga in the NCAA system, back in the Australian Women's Basketball League as Kayla George just jacks the three, got a clean look on the perimeter and didn't let it go.
And there you see, just a few stops gives you a little bit of momentum from the defensive end and allows you to find your strengths. Tiffany finding and connecting.
George grabs an offensive board out to Mitchell, to Magin, back down to George, spin move, that's neat, just inside the foul line, and Kayla George bangs it down. She's starting to take over here.
6 rebounds to boot. We know how much a major factor she is in this team, and hopefully her contributions continue, and they continue to go to look at her as we see Mitchell drain her first points of the game.
The season opener against Bendigo, and of course had a big night in the grand final last year as well against Townsville. They dump it down low to Magdagor. The mismatch, and O'Hare pops it in from inside the charge circle. Allen on the perimeter, slick pass. Mitchell decides not to shoot. Back up top to Allen for three, banks it off the glass. Count them all. Oh, Rochi away, wanted to get it to Cole. Mitchell waiting there, rolls it in. The layup in the open court. Back to a single possession, 3-point game. Magdagor to George. Again, the Boomers coming back the other way with it. George, who's having an afternoon. That's a neat baseline jumper.
She's obviously worked really hard in the off-season because her fitness and her body is looking really, really good.
Magdagor off the window.
Yeah, let's just leave it there. I'm not sure.
Allen gets the clean look and knocks it down, so that hurts the Flyers' case a little more. So
I'm not sure, but let's have a look at this nice horns or double high pick and roll action.
Out to 9 points, they get a stop too. George on the rebound, Allen kicks it up the floor. As he keeps it alive, back to Mitchell. Oh, Mitchell behind the back, lays it in. Tiffany Mitchell. Have been coming to the foul line for Southside Flyers. They haven't had much going for the field. There's that work behind the back from Tiffany Mitchell. All class, shook the defender, lays it up with the left hand.
But she's also only taken 3 shots. I'd love to see her get more creative or at least run some plays for her, even some shuffle cuts. She's got Kayla George and the bigger types of Ezzy.
Tiffany Mitchell driving at the other end, the reverse layup.
Run them off screens, get her some shuffle cut actions just like they did then.
Lindsay Allen straight on 3, bangs that down. Boomers have kicked it up another level, and the question is, can the Flyers go with them here? That shot won't do it from Cole. In transition, 5-on-4 up the floor. Allen to do it again. She does just that. 15.
And you can see, look at the stride, catches it in motion. 1-2. She knocked down the 1 before. She's like, give the ball back to me. I want the rock. Let me find the end of the nylon.
Allen to Mitchell. Catch and shoot. 3 more. Groove at the moment.
And if it ain't one import that's hurting you, it's going to be the other one. And in that time, it was Tiffany Mitchell draining it from deep.
Still 10 on the red numbers. Magin bounce pass to George, steps her way around Jarry, off the glass for Kayla George.
Really great composure and poise there from the Magin-George connection. Off that pick and roll, didn't need to push or find something too early. She just has that kind of barometer defensively and then can knock down shots as well, as can that girl.
You sort of know the days more by the date on the calendar than you do the days of the week, where it's sort of, I know it's around the 25th or 24th, and that's fast approaching, but that's a Thursday for what it's worth. More points for Ezzy McGregor.
And Bishop coming up trumps. As down the other end, we see Ezzy using her athleticism and
the top level. Is he right in the corner for 3 more? Misses everything. George recovers it. Shot's good. One to come at the line. It's been Kayla George's night.
2 assists. Great find. She got double team there. Found Izzy.
Bishop with 20 and 15 in the 2 games leading in. Davidson thought about the look. Doesn't take it. Down to George. Back to right. Right. Rolls it in off the glass. Shares it with George. Now Ezzy back to Allen. Swings it away to George. Kayla does it again. George on the verge of a double-double against Southside. She had a massive one first up against Bendigo with 16-point game. Lindsay Allen for 3 more.
Yes, ma'am.
Another big shot there. Just pulling up right over the defender. Dumps it down to George, who coming to the basket and lays it home for another make.